Okay, we are live on YouTube, so welcome everyone. If you're here with us, or if you're watching live, or if you're going to watch later, this is our normally scheduled Wednesday night Zoom meeting. This is free to the public. Anyone can come in and enjoy what we do here. We get together to encourage, to edify, and to educate. This is about the Family Justice and Accountability Act, as well as Make America's Children Safe Again and Kids for Congress. Everyone gets a voice, everyone. So we're here to basically, I was saying something the other day, and I'm going to say it in the nice way. A lot of people say we don't want to, we want to rock the boat. Well, we don't want to rock their boat. We want to tip that thing right over. That's the nice way to say it. So I'm going to share. I'm very, very grateful because we've had a team of our team members pull together a video that they put together, which I'm very excited, and it is going viral. I was very excited to see the numbers on it. And it's basically opposing, so we've shared it, and I'm asking all of you, I'm going to show it to you now, but you can find it on social media, to go ahead and share it, please, and make sure that you send it to Melania, President Trump, RFK Jr., which I will be seeing early part of next month. I will be seeing President Trump and JD Vance at the very end of this month. So I will be having some very serious discussions with regards to, I understand and I do believe that the heart is in the right place with regards to, children that are quote unquote aging out in the foster care system, and they want to make sure that, they have what they need to age out. I don't believe they should have ever had to go through it in the first place. There's very few and far between that genuinely should have this type of a situation take place, which we can get into. That's what these meetings are for, is to truly, truly educate the public and educate those of you that have been advocating alongside us in the front lines, because there's been such misinformation, and I truly mean misinformation, not just that word being thrown around. There's been so much crazy misinformation over the decades with what's happening. I hear people saying, and attorneys say, oh, it's a broken system. It is not a broken system. It was built to do exactly what it's doing. It is a horrible system. It is a corrupt system. It is a vile system. It is an evil system, and it should not be. And so everything that we're doing is as close to abolishing it as possible, with the exception of keeping things in the proper order. We're not trying to make new laws. There's no need for new laws. What there's a need for is the ones that we have to be enforced and followed, and for things to work in the proper working order. Before we recorded tonight, we were having a slight discussion, and that discussion, and by the way, I'm Francesca Amato. If people don't know who I am, I don't either, so don't feel bad. I need people to tell me sometimes. But I am the owner of Punish for Protecting Incorporated and the author of the Family Justice and Accountability Act. We've started Make America's Children Safe Again and Kids for Congress, giving children a voice before they're Congress members. And we've been doing a lot of amazing things. It has opened amazing doors for us to get right up personal and close with our Congress members and with the highest politicians and the highest ranking, political people in our country. Has made major doors have opened for us. And I'm very grateful, very humbled, but I also am happy to say and wanting to say that we have to keep this professional and as polished as professional as can be, because we are really in the front lines of handling things. And some of the ways to do that is to just go ahead and do it. In other words, what we're doing here is what I have been applying everything you see in the Family Justice and Accountability Act. That's what I do in my line of work every day with my clients. So we also have something that's called the FJAA court compliance team. And we have about 40 members, I believe, right now, but it's ever growing. And basically, whether you're a client of mine or not, it is a courtesy-free service. You just have to fill out a form, tell them when your court date is, make sure you send the link, and we will line your court. We are holding the judges accountable, and then we're filing with the US DOJ. The people that are a part of the team is kind of basic. It's like it's court observation, but they would be filling out a form after. And then if you're my client, then I would do a very, very thorough forensic non-compliance report to the DOJ, where they would just be doing something a little more simplified, but it's pretty much regulated. So we can kind of go over, like, did the judge violate the canons? How was the judge's behavior? How did the judge treat people? That kind of stuff. We do notice a difference when there is a team behind you supporting you, because the judges tend to act a little bit better than normal. Okay. That doesn't mean that we don't trust them. They've never earned our trust. Matter of fact, they've lost that opportunity, and that's why we do what we do. Okay. We are the accountability on this earth. That is us. That is our position. That is our job. Anyway, I do want to share this amazing video. People are still hopping on. So I'm going to just kind of lay the ground rules. We are recording off of YouTube right now. One of our main rules is that we don't talk about your cases here. Doesn't mean that if you're going to be on like America's Voices or any of our podcasts or anything like that, that's something that it's decided in advance. And if that time it's okay to talk about your case, that's different. But for here, for the sake of triggering others and for the sake of what we're doing here, we don't talk about the cases here specifically. We do have a Q&A time at the end where you can ask questions with regards to anything that we've already discussed. I'm going to show an awesome video because we are literally getting the attention of Melania Trump, really, technically, with regards to why we're not for the Fostering the Future Act, because they want to make more homes. And I personally feel that those homes just bring about more child trafficking. So I'm going to go ahead and show the video. Wes, I'm going to need you to let people in because they're hopping in like crazy right now while I pull this video for us, because I won't be able to once I start it. So if you guys could just make sure you're muted so that it doesn't interfere with the video. And if you give me 1 second, I'm going to go ahead and share. I do someone, and if you're new, by the way, I do want to welcome you in. We do appreciate having you here. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to try to screen share. Here we go. Okay, and if someone could let me know when they see my screen.
I'm good here.
Okay, here we go then.
In the United States, over 400,000 children are in foster care system right now. Studies show that foster care alumni are among the most trafficked population in this country. Up to 85% of sex trafficked victims have prior child welfare system involvement. We are 22 families. We have lived inside this system. We have watched courts remove children from safe, loving homes and place them in dangerous ones. We have watched the system that was supposed to protect our children become the pipeline that has endangered them. Mrs. Trump, Mr. Kennedy, you have both spoken about protecting children, about a home for every child. And we're here to tell you, the family court system is standing in the way of that promise. This is our letter to you.
Open letter from concerned parents to First Lady Melania Trump and Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. Dear First Lady Melania Trump and Secretary Kennedy, we thank you for your dedication to protecting America's children and advancing child welfare.
We come to you as parents from across New York, Texas, Florida, California, Alaska, Washington, Idaho, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, and all across the country with direct experience in the foster care and child protective service systems.
We strongly oppose the ACF's $7 million performance-based rewards for states with the best foster ratios and the Fostering the Future Act.
The initiatives create dangerous incentives that prioritize child removal over family preservation.
Federal Title 4E funding already reimburses states $4,000 to $33,000 per child per year, plus adoption bonuses, expanding the system at the expense of families.
Annually, there are 4.3 to 4.7 million CPS reports, with 80 to 84% unsubstantiated.
Removals break down as neglect 55%, often poverty related, drug abuse 31%, physical abuse 13%.
70 to 95 emergency removals occur without prior court hearing.
Only approximately 45% of children reunify with parents. Many lose rights within 12 to 15 months.
Investigations occur 5 times higher in low-income families than in other populations.
In the U.S., 4.4 million referrals, 2.1 million screened in, 329,000 in care, 46,935 adopted, 15,379 aged out in the fiscal year 2024.
In California, approximately 382,000 referrals, 192,000 have been screened in, approximately 36,000 to 38,000 children in care, several thousand have been adopted, and 2,684 aged out in 2024.
In Texas, approximately 245,000 referrals, 207,000 screened in, approximately 17,000 in care, approximately 4,000 adopted, and approximately 1,000 plus aged out.
In Massachusetts, approximately 93,000 intakes, about 45,000 screened in, and approximately 8,500 to 9,000 in care, and approximately 800 to 835 adopted, and a few hundred aged out.
Parents across states report that these policies prolong trauma, ignore kinship, and reward system expansion over reunification or grand family support.
On behalf of families victimized by the family court system, CPS, and DCF, who lost their children due to severe violations of constitutional and human rights under the family court's guilty until proven innocent standard.
Cases stay hidden because parents are gagged, records are sealed, and challenges trigger retaliation and judicial warfare from CPS and DCF agencies and judges.
We respectfully urge you to withdraw the awards competition and oppose the Fostering the Future Act.
We urge you to redirect resources to strengthen families through prevention, mental health support, poverty relief, and timely court processes.
Thank you for listening to families who have lived this experience. Many punished for protecting, many punished for poverty. And instead of helping them out, you're financially incentivizing other people to raise their children.
Thank you for listening to the families who have lived this reality.
We've clearly laid out the problems, how financial incentives drive unnecessary child removals, how families are torn apart, and how the system too often fails the very children it claims to protect. But we don't come here with just criticism. We also bring solutions. Real, proven approaches that prioritize keeping families together, supporting parents, and protecting children without destroying their homes.
Francesca Amato here. I also want to state that multiple studies and government reports indicate that children are highly vulnerable to being exploited by child traffickers while in the foster care and child welfare system. Also, high volumes of children run away from these systems due to the abuse that they suffer while in these systems. It is estimated that 50 to 60% of all SHMECS trafficking children victims
have a history of involvement with the child welfare system, making them at a way higher vulnerability. Reports from HHS, the Office of Inspector General, have identified critical failures in state-level oversight. As a multifaceted expert and national advocate, I have seen firsthand these vulnerable children, and I've seen their families, in which I've done in-depth research into these families all over this entire country for now pushing 19 years of work. And I see that they take children from perfectly fine families with false allegations, asking questions later, sometimes years later, placing them into the hands of the foster care system. Many times they go through 20 different homes. The trauma alone is unbearable. We're talking about a system that is supposed to be focused on health. How do you think that this is going to help children by having more foster care homes when the ones we have now are absolutely unsuccessful and harmful? I have been in the trenches with these families for many, many years. And let me say, I've discussed and interviewed the children that have come out of the system, or even while they're in it, begging and pleading for my help to get them out of the foster care system. I have done so many interviews when children have been returned with their parents and the children, and they have both said that the system itself told them and lied to them, that their parents didn't want them and that they didn't want their parents. This was the story that both sides were being told. Deep in their heart of hearts, they knew this was not true. This is indeed the child trafficking industry. More houses is not going to solve the problem. It's just going to open the door to more trafficking.
Yeah, that's a video we all put together, kind of a last minute thing, a good team building exercise. Sorry for anyone who wasn't in it. We did put a in the team chat if anyone will be involved. We try to reach out to as many people, but it was more like a last minute team building exercise to get that video going. We're hoping to do more later that we can get more involved in the future. Okay, we got a few more ideas coming up. And Francesca, are you there? I bet
I'm still here. It's just that it's airing on YouTube right now, so I'm just waiting for it to do the credits.
Oh, the credits. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Who's going to shut down? Okay, I should be able to stop share. All right. Okay, so I want to thank anybody new that entered in. We are live on YouTube, so just in case you just got in, we do ask that everybody just kind of keeps themselves muted. There is a time for Q&A at the end, and if you're new, we do welcome you, and hopefully you can introduce yourself at a certain point. Now, with that video, I'd like to kind of go over a few things. So I have Dale here, and Dale is kind of spearheading getting all of you and anybody that's watching right now as well, you can definitely join us. We have our free Zooms every Wednesday. And I would just highly recommend the easiest way to get a hold of Zoom for Wednesday so you can hop in is to go to social media, go to Facebook mostly, and just type in Family Justice Accountability, and it'll pop up with a bunch of states. And any of those state pages will have this Zoom link. It is the same standard Zoom link every Wednesday. We open the doors at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and it officially starts at 8 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to have Dale kind of take it right now so that any of you that want to be a part of it. So now, yes, I have been policy advising and sending information and working either directly or indirectly with RFK Jr., who is the head of HHS. Okay, there's a lot of corruption in HHS, and little by little, we're trying to clear things up, okay? Get things the way it should be. There's corruption in the Department of Justice. There's definitely corruption in family court. There's corruption in CPS, child predator services. There's corruption in foster care. Big time, big time, big time, okay? So Rome wasn't built in a day. This wasn't built in a day, and it is taking some time. So other things that we're doing, we're going through various aspects. I'm going to be at a roundtable soiree with JD Vance and Trump coming up at the end of this month, and then early next month, another meeting with RFK Jr. I'm hoping to get things finally accomplished, but this was kind of a cold clock, if you will, with Melania Trump and RFK supporting. I don't think they fully understand how wrong it is. And that's why we did the video. And I'm proud of everybody for putting that together. I was actually in DC. I came back and this team just kind of was working on this, which I was beyond and grateful and so impressed. So this is really going viral on social media. So if you see it, share it, comment, and take it and share it to anywhere where they're talking about the Fostering the Future Act. Okay, because we have to educate people, because I see people in comments that have experienced this garbage and they know better. And then you've got your people every once in a while saying, oh, parents shouldn't have kids, because, they really made people believe that every single last parent is abusing their children so they could steal them. And it's a deception. And I'm not saying that some don't, because we clearly know that that's something that happens as well, not the entire biological family. And it is very dangerous for children to go with strangers and abusers. Okay. And strangers, it just opens the door to what we have to call the, they barely let you say what you want to say, trafficking system. But I want to turn it over to Dale, because anybody that's watching now or that's in here right now, he will be happy to guide you through the process. Erica, Gail, I don't want to leave out any names, but some of them already went forward and started doing this already, working with Congress members. And what this does is it officially puts it on the congressional record in that state. So we're just pushing it through all 50. That's what we're working on. And that's where you're important. Now you're important because God has, I don't like to say that God wanted you to go through this, because I don't believe that that's his heart. The enemy is the one who is doing such and such, but you wouldn't be, I really truly believe that everything that you're going through is going to serve a purpose in the time that we live in, for yourself, for your family, and for our neighbors all around us. Because every single case I take, I tell that to each individual person, what we're doing for you is literally for everybody. It is a diabolical system, diabolical. So I'm going to turn it over to Dale right now, and he's going to kind of explain what he's doing. And then any of you, and I'd like to see all of you literally help him take on your own state and do it as well. Okay. It is well worth it. And so Dale, if you don't mind, I'm going to mute myself so you can go ahead and explain to them.
Can you give me I need 2 minutes before I can talk. Just give me 2 minutes.
Absolutely. Please. And do you need me to also co-host you? Do you need to share anything on the screen, or are you good just
No,
talking?
I don't. No, I'm just good talking.
Okay. So we're going to give Dale a couple minutes. He'll interrupt me when it's time. So I guess I'm going to go over some of the rules. So some of the basic rules, we do have Q&A at the end. Sometimes I say, oh, we can do some Q&A right now, just depending on how the night goes. This is a free service for anybody that you know. So if anybody needs help, or they're going through this and they want to volunteer to, to do what we're doing, because everybody counts, everybody matters. The more that they see how large, unfortunately, that this is happening to families across our country, this is negatively impacting the health, safety, welfare, mental health, physical health of a nation. Okay, if you take family court out of this situation, out of this state, out of this country, rather, guarantee you're going to see a lot more stable-minded people. Clearly, you're going to see more prosperous people. You're going to see healthier people. You're going to see families intact. The devil's after the family. Period. And it goes way back. Okay, there's a lot more to it than just what we see on the surface. What we see on the surface is all of a sudden you come along in life. You have children. Next thing you know, you're going through a divorce or a breakup. You end up in family court and you can't believe what just happened to you and your family. You're in shock. And by the time you got hit by that car and you got backed up on by the same car, you don't even know what to do with yourself. And you don't know why this happened. Everybody's asking why, how did this happen? How is it that I reported abuse and the abuser got the children? How is it that a neighbor called the CPS and next thing you know, my kid is living in some stranger's house? How is it that people came to my house and stole my kids? Like, how is this happening? Well, obviously there's spiritual roots to everything, and that's part of what we do here. We don't talk about, what happened here. Okay. We talk about every aspect of it as to why. I believe that the body of Christ needs to repent majorly, because the Bible says first the church, then the world. Okay, first us, then the world. So if you're a Christian, we talk about some hard topics in here, and we talk about some uncomfortable topics in here, because honestly, if you want to be set free, sometimes you have to go through the tip of the sword, and that's the part that hurts. But eventually, it's for the better and it's for good. So we talk about this in different ways, not just, oh yes, your children, this is happening too, and XYZ. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more layers. All right, I think Dale's ready. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. Go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, so we're just we're doing the petitions for redress of grievances, which is basically getting people to exercise their constitutional rights to go and get matters like this heard. Because when you're dealing with the court system and the courts are involved in trafficking children, the court can't fix that. And it's up to the legislative branch to fix it in the executive. But we know that we're having issues with that. So what we're going to do is getting people to go out to their congressman, because we put up an evidence package that demonstrates the pattern of behavior that's going on, and this is literally how they will catch like organized crime with RICO cases and so forth. And you're seeing a repeating pattern. So what we did, we got people's evidence together. I wrote up a brief with the petition that outlines all of the issues that we're having, and it doesn't matter what court it is. All of the courts are showing the same thing. So, I mean, we had Chelsea and Erica that were serving the petitions in Montana, and then Chelsea did it in South Dakota and is about to do Nebraska again, I believe that it is. So we're getting people to bring that with a copy of the FJAA into their local congressional office, and we can get people that want to put their evidence in there to get that on the record. They can do that as well, and so that we can push it to the floor. And this is done under the First Amendment right to petition for redress of grievances. And it's gotten to the point where a lot of I was just talking to a chief of staff of a congressman today, and he did not even know what needs to be done with the petition because it's being so out of use. So we're going to have to kind of do a little bit of re-education, but we also have to be persistent, because it is your right to do this, to have these things heard. And definitely you have a right to a Republican form of government. And if the courts and the CPS system are involved in stealing kids, you're definitely not having a Republican form of government in that situation. So, sorry, anybody who wants to do that, they can reach out to me. We're putting an evidence package. I'm getting a website back up that's just going to be dedicated to the CARES project, where people could come in and get all that information that they need. And then, if they want to just download the evidence packages, they can do that, make it a lot easier. But right now, if you need it, just email me. You can reach me at unity@dsrcaresconsulting.com, or if you're on social media at DJS Richardson, or on Facebook, I'm at Dale Richardson. So for those who know me. And if anybody has any questions, I can kind of go over that right now. Just kind of tell you what we're doing so far.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to ask some questions, because I would like to see all of you participate in this. We also have Florida Congresswoman Luna. So if anybody has any questions with regards to this, if you would like to try to do this yourself, don't feel funny to ask. You can put your hand up and I will call on you. Dale's profile is in chat. Okay, Lori, New Jersey, go ahead.
Hi, I was in contact with Dale today and Donna Marie, and I plan on making the copies. And is this a bound book, Dale? That was the one thing I didn't get, because I'm going to go over to FedEx tomorrow, and
Yes.
the plan it is, so they'll do it bound for that price.
Yeah, I'd have to give the discount code, but yes.
Okay, very good. So I'm planning on doing that tomorrow, probably in the afternoon. And I'll try to do 2 copies because I really feel the importance to go to Trenton. And I'm going to take care of the Bergen County area. And then Donna Marie is going to take care of Morris. And hopefully the two of us can try to figure out whether I can do Trenton on my own or with Donna Marie. I don't care, but I'm gonna try to get this done because I'm gonna be starting a new job soon. So whatever contribution I can do for this cause, I'm all in.
All right, thank you. And we can also, if you need other people to support, there are other people that have an interest in it, because if they've had an issue with the court, which almost everybody has, you can get them also to support as well, because the whole judicial branch is broken. Obviously, the kids is the most offensive, but at any point in time, the court should be working for us. So yeah, go with people when you do go. I would advise that, and put cameras on them so that they is a record and that they know that they will be held accountable and other people will see it.
Okay, that's what I figured because I know from 15 years ago, it was very difficult to do things on my own, and definitely a team of people with you. And now with all this videotaping, 15 years ago was not as advanced as it is now. So this is great. I'm thrilled that things are moving forward with something in a positive direction.
Oh yes. Yeah, it's a lot easier with phones than having to get a video camera.
Yes.
Definitely. Two ways to get them. Take their money and expose their face. So, and just remember, guys, you want to go to your Congress members. Okay, this is all to put this on the congressional record. Okay, Lori, thank you. So now we're going to go to Chelsea Kennedy.
Hey, I was just checking in. We've done a couple different ways of serving, and we've done it through the sheriff's office. But without doing it through the sheriff's office, I was wondering if we should send people like Lori and Donna Marie in with a affidavit of service that whoever is accepting service can sign as part of our proof of service. And then
That's a really good question.
I had mentioned that to Dale earlier, actually, through our group chat, because I do want to have a record of what I'm bringing to them so that we have a receipt as to what they've been given.
So I don't want to confuse people, especially those that are watching and that may be seeing this kind of thing for the first time. So preferably, I prefer that it goes through your sheriff's department, in which I think I posted one so far on social media, where one was timestamped and served, and it says on the congressional, sent in through the sheriff's department. Those of you that want to go physically, just remember, when you go, each state gets on the congressional record. So if you're hitting 2 different counties, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. We do want to hit every state in the country. Now, if you're going in physically, yes, Dale, what would be the best way? An affidavit of service? Because an affidavit of service has to be made official. How do we do that?
I would definitely get them to sign. I can put something together where you can have somebody sign and what you actually served them or write it in, and then just get it notarized and keep it on the record so that you have that there, that they've received it. And then also ask for them to give you some sort of internal processing number or receipt if they have that, and ask them. They should be able to associate it with something, and get that back from them if you can.
And then Chelsea here again. For anybody who's going in to do any of this, either to talk to your sheriffs to get them to serve it, you go to your civil department. But if you're going in directly to the Congress, we can hop on a Zoom call and accompany with you. So you have extra witnesses. We're here to support you fully through the process.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And keep in mind, like when we talked to the Chelsea and I talked to the sheriff was unfamiliar with this as well, and we had to kind of explain it to them, because this is something that you have a right to do, and it's part of the Constitution, but it just hasn't been used. So it's going to be a lot of there is going to be a learning curve, especially even for the people that are involved that don't know about this, because they kind of faded it off for this reason, so that people would know about it. But a lot of the people they simply don't know. So keep that in mind when you're going in there. If they don't know what to do, just gently tell them what they need to do directly.
Hey, Dale, I just had a thought. maybe you, Chelsea, and I can get together and get like a packet of step by step. If you can get the sheriff to, if you could get the sheriff to deliver it, and this is how you do it, that'd be the first attempt. Next attempt, do it yourself. I don't know if we can work together, get a little packet together, like a step by step guideline for people that might be able to help people get that going. And let me know what I can do to, if that sounds like a good idea. Let me know what I can do to maybe help with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I personally like the sheriff department way the best.
Yeah, because the sheriff is got the jurisdiction more than federal.
Well, the
Yeah.
jurisdiction is there and it's an official serving. So it's a
Yeah.
legitimate serving and it has a record, which makes it of a double record now. So it has a congressional record and a sheriff department record for that state.
Exactly. Just sometimes you never know what kind of sheriff you're going to get to.
Well, the
Yeah.
cool thing about it is that you as individuals don't have to show up in front of the face of your Congress member, but I don't have a problem with that either, as long as you're making a good rapport with them, because I think that's important that we make a good rapport with them, like the ones that I'm working with. And I do have to say, here's the thing too, okay? And I've seen this repeatedly lately since I've been going back and forth 100 times since October, is that they really like their staff, like it was Adele that just said the chief of staff didn't even know. It's so sad. The chief of staff, like they don't know. These attorneys, I think they go to school and come out. I think they're trained just like doctors are trained to do things only one way, and it's not always the right way. It's not the way that's going to fix it, you know? And so we do definitely clearly see this issue. And that's where we come in. Like literally, that's where we come in. We have the actual laws. Okay. Now, I do know that a lot of them, like these attorneys, are intentionally not teaching and intentionally avoiding what the real laws are. We know that there's that too. But some of the people that I meet literally look like they're oblivious, like they're a deer in the headlights and they don't know what is going on. Okay. So we do have both ways. So kind of go in, always go in respectfully, always go in. We don't want to come in like, we don't want to come in, like we're nasty and unprofessional. We want to come in very, very professional and kind. Okay. But I do prefer the sheriff's department way first. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
Marie,
so you want each county or
No.
it doesn't matter?
No, absolutely doesn't matter. Well, first of all, each county, that wouldn't really make sense only because certain Congress members have jurisdiction over 4 or 5 counties. It just depends on, so you wouldn't need that. You just need it on the congressional record per state, really.
So the sheriff's department in Trenton, maybe?
Wherever your Congress member's jurisdiction is where the sheriff's department that you would go to.
I mean, there's one here in Bergen County, right in Paramus. So I mean, I know where that one is.
Yeah, so that you could do that one. And who's the Congress member? Do you off the top of your head?
Well, the one that I had given to Dale was Guttenberg.
Yeah, that's right. It was Gutton. Yeah, I remember.
Gottheimer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Donna, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, Josh Gottheimer is
Gottheimer, that one. Yeah.
Is her congressperson. So like I said, I said it last week with my sheriff's department. I actually get along with my sheriff. So I know when I go to the sheriff's office, I'm not going to like personally see James Gannon, but like, I could call and say, hey, listen, I want service. What do I do? You know what I mean? I can actually ask them questions and it's not going to be like a hostile thing, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, they chances are they probably never served this.
Right.
And like, I mean, at the end of the day, like we had to tell the guy that it's the sheriff that we talked to, that it's not a legal document in the fact that it goes to a court. It's a legal document for Congress for a political question. Right. So it's slightly like, I mean, yes, you can have them serve it, but it's, they can't treat it like a legal document, like when the people receive it, because when we did talk to when they did try to serve the congressional office, they tried to direct it to the legal team in Washington, D.C., where we had to say that, no, this is not for the courts, it's actually for Congress, and that they had to serve that. So if you're going to talk to the sheriffs, then it would probably be good to tell them this and like pre-warn them and just say, don't worry about whether or not they're there, but as long as they have an agent there that works for them, they can receive it and service is done. Right.
Maybe, is there a way that we could put it like talking points, like just like Wes said, so that I have something to like just talk so I don't sound like an idiot? I mean, I don't I want to make sure that because I just wrote down legal document for Congress for political purpose. Like, okay, so that's a good talking point. Like, I want to be able to have a few of those issues. So this way I can walk in and just do it quickly and as efficient as I can for this cause.
That's why I brought it up, because I know I would sound like an idiot. So
we have
I mean,
a
I know the issues so backwards and forwards, but certainly when I'm delivering something, I've got to look at the document, and I will definitely read through it over the weekend before I can deliver this on Monday. But certainly I want to make sure that, we are doing this correctly, the way it should be done.
Yes, we have a script, but I can add that into it so that you can have that, so that if people needed something to say, and I have ones of various lengths in case you're short on time, so we can add that definitely to get that in. And also keep in mind the way that a petition works, and this is what I had to explain to the staffer as well, that once you give it to and I should get the actual, I'm going to get the pages from the rules of the procedures for legislatures in the United States. But once you give it to one member, the obligation is on every member of Congress to bring it to the floor, right?
Okay.
So that's the way it works. So we get the service in, and at a certain point in time, it won't be necessary to have every person to go in, like to use the sheriff. At some points, yes, at the beginning you can do that, but after that, it's just going to be more like, you got this, now here's more, bring it to the floor. And that's really all there is. That persistence over time is what we're going to need to get, because for one, they don't know what they're doing, right? B, there's some people that don't have the political will to do this. And C, we want to give the people that want to do what's right the political backing. So we get the sheriffs in, but then after that, we're just going to like dogpile them. And then a lot of times when people are coming in, they don't need to bring in the whole stuff. They need to just bring a shorter amount of pages and just be like, do your job, do your job, do your job until they give in.
Right. Now, what you're going to get us, what we're going to pick up from FedEx, right, is going to be a bound copy and then a flash drive, right?
Yes, and I'm gonna have to get it over electronically to them, or yes, or you might have to get a flash drive and put it on there, and then keep one to make copies, because I know that I've had issues with them downloading stuff. Now they don't want to do that. Everybody doesn't want to download stuff, right?
Right.
Dale?
Yeah.
So when I go to FedEx, I ask them to give me a flash drive, and they give me a flash drive with their logo on it for about under $7 with all the documents on that.
Yes.
So when you pick up your petition, if you ask FedEx, hey, can you download a copy of what he sent you onto a flash drive? Like I said, it's under $7 in the Midwest anyway.
Yes, but then there's other stuff that we want to put on there, right? That's not printed, because if we had to print the whole thing, you would need like a cart to bring in all the volumes, and it would just be way too much money. So wherever you can, if you can put that stuff on the flash drive, because a lot of people have gotten it already, but if we can get as much as we can, it's just more liable for having all of the information, right?
Yeah.
And then we want to keep following up with phone calls and emails and so forth. And if we can get people together, like say if you've served your congressperson, then we can get you to start following up with phone calls, in-person visits, or asking them and demanding respectfully what needs to be done, because we're not asking them to grant us a request. We're actually telling them to uphold the Constitution, and they don't have a choice. You can't say what they're going to do with it, but what they're supposed to do is bring it for Congress and then decide what to do with it.
Right.
And once it's on the public record, all bets are off, right? Like they're
Yeah.
like the ones you're doing wrong, yes. Yes.
I didn't realize I was muted when I shared the screen, but I hope you guys got to see. I had to come out of share screen for a minute in order to talk, but I did post. I think it's a Dale Richardson, and then it said, what did it say, South Dakota or North Dakota, something like that. The one that just kind of shows an example of one that was served through the sheriff's department.
I think that was Fargo, North Dakota.
Was it North Dakota? Okay. I do see people in chat wanting to do this. If you guys take a look, and we'll have Dale share it again, or somebody share it again, just reach out to Dale so he can take you through the steps. And Larry Baker's asking for the script. Let me see, somebody else was asking. People are sending in their emails and stuff. If you guys check, they want the packet. So these are all different states. So if you guys kind of just check through chat so that nobody misses out, because the more the better, obviously.
Somebody in the chat said something about the corruption in their county. Mine is extremely corrupt, and we actually have had mothers thrown in jail for speaking up and violating their gag order, which is constitutional.
Then you go directly to your Congress. If you have a bad sheriff, don't go there, right?
Okay.
Like,
well, I actually get along with him, so I don't know if it's. I'll be honest with you. When I went through my whole ordeal with my daughter and the court, the sheriff's office really did not get involved. Even the prosecutor's office, the only reason why they got involved is because I went there. But DYFS and the family court try to keep them out of it, and they throw in the Gales and the evaluators and all that nonsense, and they kind of steer you away from. And the judges usually put out the warrant, and that's where, get involved.
Yeah, I also put if somebody could put that up, I put the video there if somebody wants to play that, just so people can see it, the ones that are on YouTube, so that they can kind of have an idea of how it works, just simplified, to get an idea, because yeah. Can somebody put that up? Whoops. Yeah.
Okay. Is anybody talking, or is it just my sound that went out?
No, it's nobody's talking right now. I just asked somebody to throw up the video if they could.
There we go.
Just for the people on YouTube to see it.
I'm trying. I shared it. Well, I'm on it.
Are you talking about the video that I just shared? That I just showed?
No. I put the link, the one where my daughter kind of goes over what.
Oh, yeah. I can screen share that now if you want. We could do it.
Please.
All right, can you send it to me in chat real quick, and I'll share it again?
It's in the chat.
It's just in the chat.
It's in chat right now?
Yes.
Oh, it says Rumble?
Yes.
Okay, let me just make sure I can get that on there first before I share it. Okay, there it is. Hey, give me 1 second.
Why this $60 invention is making $300 pressure washers obsolete. Because it doesn't use a single drop of electricity.
Hello friends, my name is Keisha, and I'm a proud member of the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan. I'm also a survivor of human trafficking. My trafficking began in Canada and crossed into the United States. I was stalked, hunted, and ignored by the very systems that were meant to protect me. This is why, with my father, Dale Richardson, we started the CARES Project, an Indigenous survivor-led movement for humanity. We are dedicated to exposing human trafficking, government corruption, and holding institutions accountable. The judicial branch is broken. It has failed to restrain the evils that have come upon this republic. Whether it's family court failures, weaponization of the judiciary, COVID-era harms, or human trafficking, the courts have allowed these issues to continue unchecked for too long. One of the most powerful tools we're using is the petition for redress of grievances. These are lawful constitutional actions rooted in the founding principles of this country. On May 19, 2026, a formal petition for redress of grievances was submitted to the United States Congress. This petition is demanding that Congress and the President use the powers under Article 4, Section 4 to preserve this Republican form of government by restraining these abuses pending congressional investigation. Through the CARES Project Action Plan, we are mobilizing people across the United States to strengthen this effort. This petition has been created as a template. If you or someone you love have been hurt by these same systemic failures in the courts or by government institutions, your evidence matters. When you come forward, please bring your evidence along with a copy of the petition for redress of grievances. This helps connect your story to this growing constitutional record being placed before Congress. We are asking you to stand with us. Join the CARES Project Action Plan and help us build a precedent that demands accountability and protects the God-given rights of American families. Our united voices will compel Congress to uphold the Constitution and safeguard our liberties. United we stand, one nation under God. I will close with my favorite quote. The greatest want of the world is the want of men. Men who will not be bought or sold. Men who in their inmost souls are true and honest. Men who do not fear to call sin by its right name. Men whose conscience is as true to duty as the needle to the pole. Men who will stand for the right, though the heavens may fall. Thank you.
So yeah, that there is the main issue in there when she talked about the Article 4, Section 4. Because of the political question that goes along with what's happening, we want to press them to use the emergency powers. And like a time that they used these powers was during the Civil Rights Movement, when they were dealing with the segregation and they put in the National Guard to make sure that the kids were able to go into school and all that kind of stuff. This is the type of crisis that we're facing, except that it's coming from the courts and it's everywhere. And so we, along with that, want to put proposed executive orders to help deal with this while Congress starts to pass laws and so forth to get this done. So that's why we want to have as much people get onto this, because everyone is going to benefit for the republic being restored, so to speak.
That's right.
It's just a listening. Here, just turn that on. Turn that on.
So I have a question real quick. So you bring your story with the petition? Did I get that right, or?
Yeah, yes, you can. If you're gonna bring it by yourself, bring a concise, like something, like don't bring obviously 500 pages on top of it, but if you've got like something that will support that, if you need some help putting it together, you can send it to me and I can get it organized and then add it in there as one document specifically for you so that you can send that out. But yeah, we're gonna
just to kind of
sorry.
piggyback off of that, you can be one of the constituents, and that's all they need is one constituent per jurisdiction. But what I always tell everybody, since we're a national movement, and then the solutions is the FJAA with all of this. That's the answer to all of the problems. And it's also not just that, but it's also the remedy, the relief, and the recompense. Okay, that's needed back for the people. But one of the things that I say, and just say, you volunteer for, or you're a team lead for, this particular state under the FJAA, and you're handing this all in, and obviously following all the directions that Dale gives you, but just simply say, we represent all of your constituents, because there's obviously hundreds of thousands, if not more, per state, you heard the statistics in the video talking about just the foster care abuses alone and the millions and millions of children. So, there's hundreds of thousands of constituents per counties, because it just depends on their jurisdiction, how many counties they have, or and per state. Okay, so just say I'm one, but but your area alone, and like you can even go on the FJAA national pages and look up the state, and you'll just take a count, and you could just take a look and say, oh my gosh, there's 15,000 in Florida alone that we know of. Okay, and then these are just the parents. It doesn't count. That doesn't mean the kids. Okay, that's just one parent usually.
And
Okay.
and all I just want to add piggyback on that because I was talking to Sheriff Richard Mack, and he was saying that when you take this to your congressman, if you can even if you get an email address or something, or get it on a flash drive, give a copy to the sheriff. And then once the sheriff has that, then they know what is being served to the congressional office. So then if they're not dealing with it, then the sheriff has the obligation to go ahead and investigate, right? And so you want to make sure that happens, because then that's another aspect of accountability when the sheriff has it and they have it and they know what's going on. And then from there, if the sheriff has it, then people can actually give stuff to the sheriff for investigation, which is all of the things that we want to do. So we want to open as many avenues as possible, but get, at least if you can, even get an email address so that they could get a digital copy of everything that you sent over to the congressional office. Even if you have them serve it, or if you do it in person, you want to try and do that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and we'll be in DC quite a lot at the end of this month. I'm going to be working with some teams, so we'll be in front of Congress members there in DC privately and in on the Hill as well. So there'll be more by our July Wednesday night meetings. You guys will get to hear a lot more of what's occurred. One more thing I just want to share, if anybody still wants to register, if you look in chat, and I'll try to share it on the screen, I do have a class. It's going to be very inexpensive, both virtually and in our physical office in New York. So anybody nationally can join via Zoom. And you can, if you look in chat, you can see the little poster, which I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post online real quick too, because registration is about to close and I have to get the Zoom link out for those that are joining virtually. And it's going to be this Saturday. I don't know if I even have room in the indoor building, but virtually, obviously we use this Zoom, so we can put more than one, we can put more people. Oops, that's not it right there. I can just do a quick screen share. And then you guys, if you have more questions and stuff, that's fine. We can still do Q&A right now. Just bear with me while I share this real quick. This is just a class that I'm doing. Should be on here. Know your family court and CPS, know your rights and protect your family class. So that's going to be this coming Saturday. And you'd have to go to, I know that the thing says my website, punishedforbeingaaparent.com. You could go there and fill out the form, or you could just simply email, which is probably easier, National Coalition fc.cpsreform@yahoo.com, and simply put January 20th class or January 20th seminar. And then you could just say if you could be there physically or virtually, so that the scheduler can come back and get you confirmed, so you can join the classroom, either physically or virtually. Okay, so I just want to remind people of that last minute. I know it's also on social media, where you can register online, I believe, as well on Facebook. All right, that was all I wanted to say. Is there anybody else that had any questions tonight? Okay, if we're not gonna, if you have more questions, please put your hand up. I also kind of want to turn over to Kate and Emmy. Is your mom on here, Emmy? I don't see her. I just wanted you guys to kind of tell them what you guys did the past couple days.
Hi, my mom's actually, I'm at my mom's house. I had to come to the office in Ashland, so I'm actually here with the girls. B just fell asleep next to me on the floor. I think my mom's upstairs on a work call really quick. Yeah, we had a whole lot going on this weekend, and we had so many roadblocks it was, the stuff, you get this a lot, Francesca, and you warned us a long time ago about, this kind of stuff, but boy, we had a hard time, but we weren't going to quit. A lot of things went wrong and we still pulled off as much as we possibly could. We got hours of filming still in, and went around and did a bunch of interviews in our county, and it was good. I'm glad we stuck with it. It was really sad. It's far worse here in Jackson County than we thought. We went and just randomly interviewed people on the streets, thinking, maybe we'd get half the folks we tried to talk to. But we had 100% of the folks, 100% of the folks we talked to had a story about CPS and family court. We have lots of people that want to join that are just kind of, you know me, I'm just kind of climbing over the fear humps. So there's a lot of people that do want to join that are still pretty fearful of retaliation. But we're getting there. So couple on tonight. I don't know if they put their name on. I was able to connect with a man named Gino, and I think that he's on here. I hope he's still on here. We had a really wonderful conversation yesterday, and he would be someone really great for you to connect with, Francesca, because in the hour we spoke, we couldn't cover a tiny piece of what he's got going on. He's moving. So it'd be really great to have him and you connect at some point as well. Because he's getting a lot done, mostly with the family court, and some of the stuff with recalling the judges. Our judges are bad here. The whole system's bad, and it's bad everywhere, but we've got some pretty dirty stuff in our county going on with the judges, and he's making a lot of forward movement there. So whatever his comfort level is with Sharon, if he wants to this evening. If not, I would definitely connect with him at some point if possible.
Yeah,
And this is Dino. I am.
I do see him on, and you're.
Yeah, I am here.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you are, Dino, and you're totally welcome to talk. I do, if you guys don't mind, I do want to say something. Those of you that have been following me for years, or been a part of this, what we're doing here since October of the end of last year, FJAA. As you guys that know me know, I don't have any fear, but I am cautious with certain cases. Okay, but I try to teach people to be as bold as you possibly can, because the Bible says to be as bold as a lion. However, we do need to use wisdom, and there are some places that are just really twisted and distorted. So we have to kind of be like a master surgeon and be careful, but don't be too careful. And also, exposure really is a very important thing, but exposure in numbers, like we're doing, is something that I do believe is more authoritative, if that makes sense. But so I do want to kind of say that, like if you're fearful and God is not telling you it's okay to be fearful, then don't be. Okay, be bold. But if you're fearful and God is saying, I just want you to be cautious, I want you to be smart, and I want you to be wise, make sure that you maybe get with a couple accountability partners and just kind of say, okay, is this just my own fear because I'm in terror right now? And I think that's a smart move, Emmy. Or am I just in fear and maybe God really wants me to take a leap of faith? So kind of like, there's power in numbers, but there's also, the Bible says, in the abundance of counsel, there's safety. So we need to be wise. Be wise as a serpent, right? But be bold as a lion. So I just kind of wanted to say that. And then, Gino, go right ahead. Have at it.
Hi, everybody. So this isn't my first rodeo. I've actually had a battle with California's Chuck Quackenbush. He resigned with fraud charges because of me back in the year 2000. And I took down 400 insurance companies when they were committing fraud against the public. And I found evidence, and I try to go the legal way. I try to go the same way you guys have been talking about, the congressman and so on. It's an uphill battle. So what I did was I united a bunch of people, and we started advertising against the biggest insurance company at that time, which was State Farm. And I essentially brought them to their knees. I cut off their money source, and the money source is their clients. And by educating the clients on what they're doing to the public, they lost $35 million in a short amount of time because of me. And that turned some heads. And suddenly, the ball's in my court. And I won the battle by educating the public on what's going on, getting them behind me, by uniting the public. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I changed a lot of laws. They were down on their knees because they're getting cancellations, and I was going national with it. 400 insurance companies met behind closed doors and had a meeting about me and my movement against what was happening in the insurance industry. So yes, I ruffled some feathers, and that wasn't going through the legal channels. It wasn't getting any attorneys. It wasn't going through Congress. It wasn't going through any politicians, because I'll be honest with you, they don't care. I mean, I hear you guys. I've been there. I've done all this. And the way we're going to win is by uniting people. When we educate the public, when we open more eyes out there, and we start taking them down one by one, all I need is 15,000 signatures in the 225,000 demographic area. I'll do that with my eyes closed. My campaign starts advertising in mass, putting Judge Bloom and Judge Orr on my news channel, on my Facebook pages, and letting the public know what they're doing. I'm putting their victims on video, and I'm blasting it. We have about 5,000 signs that talks about recalling Judge Bloom and Judge Orr. And the thing is, most people that vote for these guys don't even know them. They're just a name on a ballot, and they just, they don't know who. Most of them don't know who the judges are. They just, by popularity, get chosen. So by educating the public, by sending out the message that these guys are corrupt, these guys are affecting our children, they are a threat to the future of our kids, they are a threat to the families, people will notice this. And if we show up at their door within 2 or 3 weeks of all of this media going out there about how corrupt they are, how they are threatening our kids and their livelihood, and they're separating kids from families, believe me, they'll stop anything we put in front of them. And that's my
Did we all lose him, or is it just me? Did we lose him, guys? Is it just me? We did. Okay, because I really love what he was saying. Gino, we can't hear you. Gino?
To hop back
I'm sorry,
our area real quick too. A lot of these judges, where him and I live in the same county, and it's by default. They're not even elected. There's nobody running against them. So
that's how it is in most states. They're not elected, and even if they are, they're not. It's all fake. Gino, can you?
Well, I know
put your
Bloom was
Facebook-
appointed, but Orr was elected.
Can you put your Facebook in profile? And I really love what you were saying. I love it. This is right up our alley. Like, I love your boldness. I don't know if he could hear me, because I don't know if he's frozen. Are you frozen?
I can. And
he can hear. It's so funny. I hear your voice.
I can hear you guys.
Okay, good. Because I hear your voice, but your face isn't moving. So I got you. Okay.
I hope it's at a smile or something, but it's not moving. So, one of the things that I found in my battles, and I've studied law for 3 years just to take on my own battles. You take down the biggest boy in any situation, the rest will fall. Because once you scare one, and believe me, both Judge Bloom and Judge Orr have received letters from me at their house. They know I know where they live. So that immediately puts them on defensive. They know, all right, this guy's serious. I've sent cease and desist letters to their homes. I have told both of them, I'm coming after you. I'm going to get you off the bench, and I'm going to sue the hell out of you. And that has scared the crap out of both of them. Judge Orr took himself off of every single one of my cases. I own a business here that does quite a bit of revenue, 4 or 5 million a year. So we're, of course, as a business owner, we're going to have situations where we're taking someone to court constantly. So there's a lot of litigation, and these guys started putting themselves in front of every single one of my cases to destroy them, to retaliate against me for recalling them. And the recall started by them essentially doing a favor for another attorney and removing a summons from a file. Judge Orr actually removed a summons from a file so the attorney can file a motion to dismiss based on a summons not being filed, which is impossible. The clerk wouldn't even accept the case without the summons present. We had it investigated. We know what we know. And then now, unfortunately, in the last year, I'm going through a divorce. And as my divorce case started, Judge Bloom puts himself on my bench. So you can just imagine how that's going. And it's been a fight. It's been a battle. And it's on fire. And he's put the fuel in my fire. So it's on.
I'm very impressed. And everybody knows how I am. I'm very impressed, and I'm grateful that you're here. Yeah, we definitely want to work together, definitely, because it's awesome. I have more to say, but I don't want to put it out in the public or on YouTube, so I'm just gonna kind of wait. But we'll definitely touch base. Did you put your Facebook page in chat where I can find you, if you could?
Let me see if I can.
How do we find you? I know I could probably find you through Emmy too, but
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Jada, that like the stuff that you're doing is good, and these are kinds of things that we can work together with to help strengthen what each other is doing, because it's like we're basically in a war, and we need all different types of tactics to go ahead, and we just need to coordinate them so that we can get the best result. Because if we all come at them in a coordinated manner, there's no way they can stop us all. It's impossible.
yeah, 100%.
Thank you.
100%.
The most that these guys fear is people uniting. And if we unite and we concentrate at one at a time and take him down, believe me, they're going to fear us. They're going to fear who we are when you start taking them down. Until today, I mean, this all happened with the insurance industry back in the year 2000. Guys, let me tell you this. My name still exists in their clue system. When I put a claim in, they'll pay me double what I asked for because they don't want to mess with me. I kid you not, true story. My son had a claim. He was hit by a car, minor damage. He goes to the insurance company's adjuster. They write him a check. They see his name. They ask, do you have any relations with Gino so-and-so? He said, yes, that's my father. They tore the check and wrote him a check for double the amount. I swear to you. So I will make an impact. I will make an impact on what's happening here. When they see me coming, they're going to know there's a storm behind me, and it's not going to be good for them. I'm going to take the biggest one down.
That's what I'm
when I take
about.
him down.
That's all this I'm talking about right there, everybody. That's it. He's got it.
So, yeah, if anyone wants in on this camp, I'm happy to do this nationally. I mean, I'm very driven. My background is film. I'm a host of a TV show that I actually put to rest 7 years ago to focus on my marriage and being a family man. And Guy Fieri called me last year. He goes, "You should be doing this. This show is a hit." And it's funny, right when Fieri calls me that same month, things went wrong with my marriage. I started getting divorced, so my TV show's back on again. We're working on it actively. But I have a lot of background in film. One of my top hits has been on TV for about 25 years. I have an NDA. I can't talk about it, but I'll give you guys a hint. We show people how things are made. So I just give it away. So, but that was
show the judges how they're not going to be made anymore.
No, listen, these guys have their hands full. Judge Bloom's whole street is going to be lined with signs that says, listen, when Bloom goes to a restaurant in Ashland where he lives, people are going to point at him in about 2 weeks from now, because there's going to be signs all over Ashland that says, recall Judge Bloom. I'm going to be his worst nightmare. Every morning when he drives from his house to the courthouse, he's just going to see his face. Recall Judge Bloom, unfit judge, a threat to our kids. Every sign is going to tell a story. He's going to know his own story by the time he gets from his house to the courthouse. I'm going to coordinate a demonstration to get the media involved. And if the media doesn't want to get involved, I'll put up my own media. That's why I started my own news station which I started as a kind of a comedy type thing. It was news with real news with comedy behind it. But after this whole thing started, I took the comedy out and putting real anchors, and it's all AI. I mean, it's all AI driven, but it looks good. It looks like real news and real people. So we're blasting it out there, and it's getting a lot of response. I actually have turned some heads. I got 28,000 heads in 1 week, and a lot of emails, a lot of people that want to talk to us. Are you guys there?
Yeah. Do you have? I just have a question. Do you have information on that judge that you're talking about?
Judge Bloom?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have private investigators that I usually, before I started getting started, and this goes back to my fight with the insurance industry. Yes, I had to have bodyguards back then. It was getting pretty dirty. People with money have access to getting things done. So when I go and start a fire, I make sure they know that I can do what they can do. So I get their address. I'll send them a message, let them know that, hey, keep this in the courtroom. You don't want this out in the street because I have the same contacts as you do, maybe worse. And that scares them. And believe me, let's put it this way. Judge Bloom, every time I go in front of him right now, he has 2 or 3 police officers in the room. Not that I'm violent. He just doesn't know what I'm capable of doing, which I love it because he's scared. He's scared of who I am because he knows I have his home address, and he knows I'm coming after him. And I do a lot of music videos about him. You guys should go and see that. I have some songs. I have 6 or 7 songs I wrote about him. One of them just says, Judge Bloom is a hitman. He's not a judge. Every signature is another hit. The words are pretty powerful, and the video is all about showing his face and him turning into the Reaper. He looks like a hitman with a gun with every judgment that he makes. The videos are pretty awesome. It's getting a lot of response. But I have more songs that we're putting up, and it makes us look like we are more organized than we are. I have a small team right now. I'm excited about you guys. I'm hoping I can get your team in Jackson County together working with me so we can accomplish our goal here, and then nationally start working with you guys, doing this in every city one by one, take them all down, because ultimately we, the people, we have the power. We just don't know how to use it.
We do have it. We've had it all along. People just don't realize it. That's why they have to be informed, because they've been told so many lies. They believe it. They believe you can't do this, you can't do that. Even when you go to your Congress members, they'll tell you the biggest lie of all, which all the attorneys are trained to tell you, that, oh, this is a state issue. No, not when you violate the federal constitution. It's not just a state issue. Like, hello, brain. But they're not teaching civics in school anymore. So people just don't really know. They're just kind of brainwashed, and they're brainwashed to kind of follow along and believe whatever they're told. And you have to unteach them to teach them correctly, so they realize the power that we already hold. We don't need new laws.
Educating the public.
New laws. We don't need new laws. We've got the best laws ever. We have it. It's just that they're not doing it in family court, because family court is a fraud, period. It's not broken. It's built to do exactly what it's doing: traffic your children, steal your children, create juvenile delinquents so they can have the next years ahead of them, of more families destroyed through the system, because it makes them trillions of dollars. So, it's enough is enough. We say stop, and listen, I win cases, stop children from being taken or get them back as a non-attorney. So why can't the attorneys do it? Because they don't want to, because they work for the court system. Otherwise they would do it. So, when you work with attorneys, like if I work with attorneys as a specialist in injury law or something outside of family court, they love you because you're helping them win their cases. Most attorneys want to win their cases, but family court just wants to continue the system.
Yeah,
No,
Gino, I'd like to connect with you, because what you're doing here and the information that you're collecting with the judges will go very well with what we're doing. I think that we're going to be able to put something together that will work together very well to get a lot of traction, because you're going at it with one aspect, but then when you get we've demonstrated it in the petition, a repeating pattern of behavior between the judges. And I can guarantee you that the stuff that you have will match what we're doing. And that will then put more pressure while you guys are doing things on a local level, that it will put pressure on a national level to deal with this, because it's just going to get louder and louder as we bring in more of this information. You guys go and make more noise in each local place by calling them out with what they're doing, that it'll just get to the point, like, I mean, the point of no return. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Gino.
definitely. I'm very excited about you guys. So, however we need to connect, I would like to connect after this Zoom meeting and share our experiences and our goals, and put our heads together to educate the public, because that's the only way we're going to win. We have to have the public behind us.
Oh.
And I will get those 15,250 signatures in the next 30, 40 days with the army that I'm creating. But first, I got to educate the public. I have to plant that seed, and that seed is through advertising and letting people know what's happening in the court system. And once I wow people and I actually have a 22-year-old woman that came into my office that was taken away by Judge Bloom from her mom, and she was put with her abusive father, and her life was destroyed. And her story is going to be published all over this town. And one by one, I'm gonna bring them down.
Hey Gino, Wes Acton here. I was with Emmy this weekend for that event she had. We put the billboard up. Contact me anytime, and I can get you connected with anyone in the group you want to get connected with. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
And are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I am. Right on my Facebook has been altered to a bunch of posts about narcissism. So
All right.
it's been, you have no idea what I'm going through right now.
If I could interject, hi, I'm Vicki Gribben. I'm one of the New York State team leads, and I'm also the a forensic ADA advocate like Fran. And this dovetails what you are talking about and what Dale is doing. This dovetails with once you prove on a national level what all the judges are doing, and you have all those signatures. What I'm pushing for is raise the standard, make a federal law requiring family courts and matrimonial and foster care and CPS. When the CPS comes in and they want to remove children, the standard of proof should not be preponderance of the evidence like all other civil courts, which are about money. Okay, it should be a higher standard of proof, because judges are basing it on, oh, am I 51% sure that they're telling the truth? No, you have to have it based on facts, on facts that are proven by social science research, by evidence, and that's where the lawyers come in, and they base it on lies, and they base it on backdoor deals, and they can say, well, based on the evidence, that's what I believe. No, and that will all be supporting that federal initiative.
Well, one of the goals that I have is I don't think any judges are qualified to make decisions on parenting issues. None of them have any idea how to read the table on what's going on at their home. I think anything that has to do with child custody has to be done by an expert, by a forensic expert that knows about parenting, about children, about moms and dads.
Right.
Because I sat there and I actually, so funny thing is I filed a motion to disqualify Judge Bloom, and he was his own judge on that motion. So I got up and said, then may I speak? He says, yes. And I told him, I said, just like this, I said, you're one of the worst judges I've ever seen. I sat here yesterday while waiting for another hearing. You destroyed a man's life. He was begging you to see his daughter that's 3 years old, and you gave him 2 days a month with no overnights. Do you know what you've just done to that little baby? That baby needs father and mother. And now let's bring you to me. I'm the best dad in the world, and I am, guys. I am one of the best, most active fathers. My daughter spends 65% of her life with me. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke. And that little girl spent most of her life in my arms, co-slept with me 65% of her life, and this judge took her away from me at first. So when I told him that you have taken a 7-year-old's father away from her unjustly, And the story behind that, and I told him what a horrible father he must be, and I hope he doesn't have any kids under his roof because he does not know how to be a father. I even told him, you must have got your law degree out of a Cracker Jack box, since you have no idea what's going on in the schoolroom. You wear that dress behind the desk, well, this attorney wears a pants. And I did. I mean, I insulted him in such a good way, and I looked at his face when I got done. Oh, I did tell him. I said, look, I am. You know that I'm recalling you, and you sit there and you're just doing everything that you're doing biasly towards me, and you're putting the fuel in the fire that I'm bringing to your house. He looked at me. He said, "Are you done?" I said, "Yes, I'm done." He says, "Well, your motion is denied, but I think I'll do a better job." 2 weeks later, he granted me my modified custody, and I got my daughter 50-50. It's still
Good for you.
There's still some games that he's playing, but it took that motion to disqualify. And what the motion to disqualify, apparently you can say whatever you want to the judge. They can't arrest you for being.
But what you just said about the expert, well, he saw your passion, and he saw that you were real, but you were authentic. But what you just said about the experts, evidence based. When you're let's say for social work or medical doctors, evidence based in law is not the same as evidence based. Facts are experts. You need to have evidence based. The experts, whether it's domestic violence or what's child's best interest, that's what it's all about, right? Evidence, that type of evidence-based expert, right?
And one thing about experts, people who lived it, people who had hands-on, not just somebody who read about it in a book and someone just decided, oh, you're an expert now. No, people who've actually lived it day by day, experts. Yeah.
They teach you that in social work school. They say you have to also go by lived experience. You can't just do by what you read in a book. Yes.
This is Sheila. Sorry, I don't know if I'm interrupting anyone. This is Sheila in Nebraska. I just want to make a comment on the judge issue. I think as we go through things like this, because I'm gonna get our judge voted out in 2 years for sure. If I don't get rid of him before then, I have a complaint before the state right now. And sorry, and my baby is here. And also we're gonna pursue another way to get rid of him if we can't get that done. Sorry. But I think the other thing to think about is that we have to make sure that the judges that we're replacing him with are not worse. So I know that's happening here in Nebraska, and there is oversight for that. And we have hearings like when they appoint a new judge, like when the governor appoints a new judge, like here in Nebraska. I don't know if it's the same in every state. There are hearings, and I even submitted information on the new judge that was appointed here. So I think it's going to have to be a comprehensive oversight, and I'll leave it at that. But there's also stuff on the federal level I'll reach out to you on later. Thanks.
Yeah, I think she in control and power of being able to get rid of a judge, then we can help put a new judge in the house. That way, they know with the fear of, hey, you don't do it right, we're going to get you out as well. So
it sounds like everyone's breaking up for some reason. Francesca, you trying to talk too? I don't know if anyone can hear me either.
I heard choppy, so I didn't want to interrupt if he was still talking.
Very well.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Gino completely froze again.
Yeah, no, I'm in a bad area, guys. I'm right by my office is right by the airport, and my reception is really choppy here.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say the family justice, but basically what it does is enforces everything so that it's as close to abolishing the system as you can possibly get, because obviously they're not going to do that. We have to be smart about it, but it's as close as you're going to get with recompense, remedy, and relief. So in other words, what it would do is enforce everything so that family court that's built it's built this way to do what it does, will no longer be able to do it, and then everybody would be held accountable. So that they would have civil and criminal protections and civil and criminal prosecution against the judges or whoever, CASA workers, CPS workers, attorneys, judges, it doesn't matter who, anybody that violates children, that harms children, that makes a court order that's not in compliance with the Constitution or the ADA or the Articles of Human Rights, or just causes pain and suffering or worse, they would be held accountable, and it would be held at the same level that any criminal would be held accountable if they were to do this. So it covers it all, and then it inserts into it everything that should have been all along, like jury trial of your peers, just whatever it is that you need that would make it a real courtroom, because they're not real courtrooms, as we know. So.
And Gino, Wes here, I don't know if you can
Did he
still
get
hear us, or
connected?
Emmy, if you want to get us connected, I can send him the copy of the bill. I can send him whatever information he needs to, because I have already on files. If there's anything he wants to read up on, that we can
I could put it right
get
in the
him.
chat right now, even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you guys need, I'll put it for anybody that doesn't have it.
Just sometimes people on the chat, it's hard for them to get it off, even though they copy paste. Sometimes it happens that way. So if there's, I'm a backup plan.
Yeah, just go to Wes and Wes will get you what you need. And also I put it in chat, and then also, like I said, everybody just, make the connections. I know there was a lot of people that wrote in. I don't know if you're in tonight. I know somebody specifically asked if they could be a team lead for Virginia. Are you in tonight by any chance? The person that requested to be a team lead for the state of Virginia? Because we always
Is
need.
it just me, Francesca, or is
Who was that? Who's speaking?
me, Crystal?
Was that Crystal? Okay, but no, it was somebody else that asked to be a team lead in the state of Virginia. It wasn't you. Was it you? It wasn't you. I would have known if it was you. Because you're already doing.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. No. It was somebody new. It was a completely new person that emailed Clarice saying she wanted to be, she or he, I don't even know, to be honest. And then she was sent to here. But you're already doing it, aren't you, Crystal?
Yeah.
So I need like 5 per state. I need like 5 team leads per state.
Yeah.
And then and then hundreds and hundreds of volunteers. We don't care. The more, the better.
Right.
Any other persons in here that's new tonight, or that you're here, even if you're not new, that wants to be a team lead for any of the states?
iPhone is Jonah from Ohio. I don't know if you want to go up and talk and introduce yourself.
Yeah, that's fine. And then so one of the team leads for that is Holly Walker. Yeah, iPhone, if you want to speak, that's fine. I do need anybody else that wants to be a team lead, though. We're still trying to get these pages. We still need help. I don't know if
I actually need access to the Virginia one, because all I can do is like share posts on there. I can't go in and change anything on the page.
But I'm going to take a look while I got you on the phone now, because I know we've had problems because I need a director is what I need. I need a director.
Right.
I need somebody who's really, really good with this kind of thing. Because we're trying to switch it over. Because first of all, your name's not even on here. Your name's not even on here. It should be. So let's do that first. Let's do Crystal. And then it should be JONES, team lead. Now let me go on to the page. So the page was made by Hannah. So she works with me. So I should be able to get Hannah right to open this up. I think Hannah made it. I'm pretty sure she made it. Hold on. Give me one sec. It just says I'm joined, but I'm not. So I can only do what you do. So this is completely wrong. It needs to be in red. So let me I'm pretty sure Hannah was the one who made it. I'm pretty sure. So what I'm going to do is send it to her right now and then tell her to please invite me.
Okay.
I hope it's her that made it, because let's just try that first. Hannah, there we go. Can you make me an admin here, please, as soon as possible? All right, we'll start there, and then I'll make you an admin, and then we should be able to start switching up the page and doing what we need to do with it, okay?
Yeah, because I tried to go on there and change some stuff to do the red background, and it wouldn't let me do anything, but I tried.
Yeah, and it's also private. It doesn't help us. We need, we need to do with that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I appreciate that, Crystal. Anybody else?
Francesca, I would like to be a team lead in California. This is Shauna.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Um,
We definitely need California
but
help. We definitely
I
do.
do want somebody else to help me because I don't know exactly.
I have in California right now, I believe. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up. Okay. Who's Brenda James? It says she's one of the team leads. And then I'm going to add you right now, Shauna. It's WION.
Yes.
Just want to make sure. Okay. Let me see. Give me
It's
1 second.
SHAUNA and then
Okay, I am
WION.
an admin here. Are you already in here? Let me add you. Hold, first, let me just add you. Are you my friend? That's first of all.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because I won't be able to add you if you're not. Let me just hang on. We get a bunch of people trying to join here. Admin assistant. Is that how no community role? Okay, 3 admins. So this admin needs to go. Spell your name for me while I'm in here because I can't see you now.
SHAUNA.
Okay, what was it? I remember that part. Was it WION?
WION, yeah.
Yeah, is it under Mary? Is it under Shauna Marie Lyon in Facebook with okay.
Yes.
So I'm inviting you right now. So go ahead and accept it. And that should give you the power to start doing things. And okay. You should be able
Okay,
to
let me charge my phone here because it's dying.
So at least we got Callie.
Okay.
Yeah, because Callie needs some updating. Now, one of the things we got to do is if you see things where there's stuff where they're advertising things that we don't believe in, things of that nature, just delete them.
Okay.
And then this page looks pretty decent though. This page looks pretty, it looks like it's got it covered properly. Usually a lot of times I'm going through it, I'm getting rid of advertisements for rugs or something weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Or, they're forcing shared parenting nonsense and things of that nature. Or they're telling, everybody, the whole world has parental alienation syndrome, which is insane. So those are the things that we don't push. Okay.
Okay.
And Francesca, Shauna's been active for a little while now. I sent her the state team page, the little video introducing the bill and a few other things. So she's already been on top of it pretty well.
Oh, thanks, Shauna. I appreciate it. So, okay, is there? I know that the person you said with iPhone just wasn't able to unmute themselves, but we do welcome you here. We appreciate you being here. Is there anybody else here that would like to has anything tonight? Because I may wrap it up a little early tonight because I do have a lot of paperwork on my hands right now. Is it okay?
Just real quick, this is Sheila in Nebraska. I can be a team lead.
Oh, good. What state? Nebraska? Okay, hang on. Nebraska. And are you already on the page?
I don't think so. I do have the link. I just haven't gone there yet,
Okay,
but I can message you.
It's
SHEILA.
LA, and then it's K. How do you do the rest?
Yeah, it's KORTH.
Okay, if you need help with what needs to be done, go to Wes. He'll tell you. And then I'm going to add you. Are you friends with me on Facebook, first of all?
I think just here in the last few days, yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second then. So we have Alicia is also a team lead, and I'm on all of them. I'm supposed to be on all of them. If one of you guys are a team lead on a page and you don't see me, please add me and give me full power. Okay, SHEILA. And then what was it again? Can you spell it? You're not coming up at all. I must be spelling it wrong.
Yeah.
EILA.
Yeah, and then KORTH.
I don't think it's coming up, but no, you're not coming up at all. I don't know why. Are you? Let me see.
I can send you a message separately. Thanks.
I need you on. Are you you're invited to this page in Nebraska though, right? You're on here as a member. I wonder if you have to be a member for. Let's see, invite. Let's try this way. Sheila.
Yeah, I don't think I'm on there.
Maybe that's why. Let me just see what comes up. And then it's KORTH. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then is it -FOCKEN?
Yeah, it's hyphenated. Yeah.
Okay, that's why. That's the reason. So now I just invited you. I think I did. Did I? And then you have to accept that first before I can put you in as a team lead. Let me know.
Sorry, I'm trying to toggle over. I don't see it come up yet, but I'm guessing it will.
All right, I'll keep an eye on it, and whenever you get it, I'll have to add you then, because I can't add you now. It just won't let me. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
But me and you are friends on Facebook?
I think so. I'll have to check, or maybe I just clicked follow you. I'll have to look.
Well, let me
And
see.
I believe you and I are friends on Facebook as well. And I think I just sent you a message in case you need help getting around.
Sometimes I don't accept people just because I just don't like see it. Okay, I have you here. Wait, no, that's not you.
And don't be offended. She's unfriended me several times. I mean, Francesca's always firing me, so
Yes,
don't feel
I'm
bad.
always fire. Yes, and I'm actually the person that takes down all of his Facebook pages. Don't tell him I told you that.
He reports me all the time. So
I report him all the time. Yes, because yeah. All righty. All right. So we're gonna work on that. If you can help me out with that, that would be great. And all right, anybody else tonight? Anybody else? All right, is Corey still on? Cody. Is Cody still on? I don't know why I say Corey. Is he still
Yeah,
there?
I'm here.
Can you close us in prayer tonight, please?
I sure can.
I'd appreciate it.
All right.
I'd have Wes do it, but I heard he was a heathen, so we kind of passed by him.
Again?
Lord, thank you. Thank you so much for this blessed day and this blessed time we've had with each other. And Lord, thank you just for paving a way for all of us, and using something so destructive and turning it into a light. Lord, I know in my eyes and everybody else here that we all feel that we're all on one mission. We all have one goal, and it's your children. It really does start with them, Lord. Lord, we want to thank you for Francesca Amato and the team that she's built and continuing to build. You have created a warrior, not just in her, but in all of us. Lord, I pray that moving forward, it is out of truth and transparency for all of us and the children involved. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you guys for being here, and love all of you, and including Wes. And
Thank you.
and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. I know I have to pull a meeting together for us. Like I know, and I'm so sorry. I was wanting to do something last Sunday night, but it's just been crazy. But I do plan on doing something soon. So thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
All right.
See ya.
God bless you guys. Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
God bless you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.